Hey, my name is Tyler and I'm here at Karl Chevrolet. I'm going to be the one walking you through your 2020 Chevrolet Bolt here. First thing we want to talk about is charging. Like I said, this is going to have no gas in it. It's fully electric. This is going to be your standard charger that you're going to get in the vehicle here. This is going to plug into your car that I'll show you in a second. And then over here, we've got your normal 110 plug-in for you as well. That's going to plug into your normal wall, any place you can think of it for you. So yours is over here on the front driver's side of the vehicle. Very simple, just like the other ones. You're going to push it and it's going to pop out for you. And you're going to have your plug-in right there for you. This, like I said, you have two chargers here. The top one is what you're just going to plug this one into. This bottom one that you have access to by pulling that down, that is going to be for a level 3 supercharger. We don't have too many of those in Iowa, but at the dealership we actually have a level 2 that is going to charge this vehicle at 25 miles an hour. So it's a pretty fast charge for you. This one here itself that you can plug into your normal wall charger, it's going to do about 4 miles an hour. So it's not going to be the fastest charge for you, but like I said, convenience-wise, you can plug it in anywhere. Plugging this in over here, we throw this tab back up. It's just going to simply plug it into the top there and it's going to snap once for you, just like that. Once it is plugged in, on the display in there, that is going to show you your charge time. And you can see it's actually counting down the time exactly when it will be done for you. And on the left side, it's going to show you how many miles we're currently at as well for you. So with some charging options for your Bolt, like I said, this is going to be the one that you're going to get in the vehicle here today. This one is going to do 4 miles per hour. This is just going to be your convenience charger. Like I said, you can plug it into a 120 volt in your house or your place of business. Here at Karl Chevrolet, we actually have a charging station up front. That one is going to have multiple different options for you, but they're all 240 volts. That one's going to charge you at 24 miles per hour. So it's going to be a lot faster than the one you're going to plug into the wall. Like I said, those are free to use. You do not have to pay for those at all. And then Iowa has very few, but we have a couple level 3 chargers. Those are going to do 100 miles every 30 minutes. So it's going to be a lot faster charge for you, but we're starting to build more of those. But like I said, the one in the box is a level 1. Here at Karl Chevrolet, we have 2 level 2s for you as well. Here's going to be your key for your Chevrolet Bolt. Just like other Chevrolet vehicles, it is pretty simplistic for you. You're going to have your unlock at the top, your lock, your remote start, which I'll show you in just a second, and then your panic there for you. How to remote start the vehicle is you're going to press the lock button once. I like to press it twice just to hear the horn honk. Then you're going to press and hold that circle for 3 to 5 seconds underneath it, and then it's on. The way you can distinguish that it's on is you're going to have your LED strip here, along with this amber light over here, letting you know it's turned on for you. And this will run for 10 minutes at a time before it automatically shuts itself off. If for some reason you wanted to turn it off beforehand, the same button you press to remote start it, we're going to press and hold that, and it will turn itself off just like that. Working our way to the back over here, we're going to show you how to open up the hatch to your Bolt. It is very simplistic as well. There's going to be a button hidden right by your backup camera over here. Once it's pressed, it's going to unlatch it just a little bit, and then it just simply is going to come up by itself there. And this is also just going to be kind of a privacy screen for you. It's really nice for groceries or anything like that. If you don't want anyone to see it, you're more than welcome to just untie it up there if you do not wish. Other than that, bringing it back down, just going to be a little latch over here. You're going to put your hand through. Just pull it straight back down. Now we're going to get in the vehicle, and I'm going to show you a little bit what's different on the inside of your Bolt for you. So now that we're sitting in the vehicle, got your normal lock and unlock here. We're also going to have your power mirrors here for you, and this one's actually your window locks for the back. So if you push on that, a little LED will light up there for you, and then you got your power windows over here. And then bringing it inside here, these 2 buttons, this one is going to be your automatic headlights. So as you can see right now, it's set on automatic, where it will light up for you at nighttime and shut off for you in the day. If you want to manually control it on some older cars, you can always tilt it over here, and it will let you know there as well. And then this button here, you can just kind of tilt it. That's your whole dash lights for everything. So you'll mainly want to keep that bright, which most people do. Push that little guy in so you don't nick it with your foot. Just like a lot of vehicles now, we're going to have push to start here. It's going to be simply just like any other Chevrolet vehicle you have at home. You're just going to simply put your foot on the brake here, and this big blue button over here, we're going to push till it lights up. One thing you will notice with having a Bolt is it will make absolutely no sound other than the lights lighting up for you. So the biggest difference you're going to see here on your new Bolt is you got a whole little different shifter here for you. So right now we're currently in park. just like any other Chevrolet vehicle. The only difference is over here on my left side, you're gonna have a button that we're gonna push. So I'm gonna put my foot on the brake. We're gonna push the button here on the left. I'm gonna push it forward to go neutral, throw it to the left, and we're in reverse, just like that. So I'm in reverse right now, the car is ready. My backup camera pops up automatically for me. If I'm ready and I'm done, I wanna put it back into park, I simply just push the P on top, throws us in park just like that. So if I want to put us in drive from park, very simple as well. I'm going to put my foot on the brake just like I did before, push the left button, shift down into down. So now we're in drive, ready to go. Same thing here. If I'm done and I want to put it in park, I'm just going to simply park it just from there. Parking brake is going to be here for you. It's an electronic parking brake, so you're just actually going to push it up here. And you're going to hear it engage, and up here on your display up here, it's going to have P listed for you on the very top right up here. Easy way to disengage it. You're just going to put your foot on the brake, push that button down, and it's going to disengage it just like that for you. Now that we're in the car, we're going to start off with the steering wheel over here. You're going to have your cruise control like you would on any other Chevrolet. This button here is going to turn it on, which you can let it know up there on that display up there. It gives you a speedometer, letting you know it's on, and you can push it again, it will turn it off. And then you've got your set over here along with your resume. And this button here will cancel it. It's the same thing as pressing on the brake. One thing you also have with the Bolt here, it looks like two cars crashing into each other. That's your forward collision alert. It lets you know up on the screen the distance on when it's going to warn you when you're about to hit someone. That's one of the safety features that Chevrolet offers on a lot of its vehicles here. And then over here on the right side, you're going to have your 4 buttons here, and they're going to control that display up front. It's going to go through your trips. It's going to show you your tire pressures, average speed. You can get a timer. One other thing is a follow distance. There's a lot of other menus over here with audio and phone and navigation that you can all kind of mess with on your Bolt too, along with your voice controls here. So when someone calls you, and that's how you can hang up right there for you. And then moving on to up here, these are going to be your blinkers, up and down for your turn signals. And then you've actually got what's called IntelliBeam on this one, where if at nighttime you're driving in the middle of nowhere and you need your brights on, the car will automatically bright for you, and they will automatically dim for you as well. So that's a really nice feature there here. And then over here, you're just going to have your normal wiper controls for front, and then you also have back wipers there on the end cap over here for you too. One thing too with how to spray, if you pull it towards you, it will spray the front windshield. If you push it away from you, it will spray your back windshield for you also. So over here by your cruise control, you have what's called lane keep assist. So that basically is going to keep you in between the lines when you're driving down the road or anything like that. Along with that, you actually have a heated steering wheel that you can push on for you too. Give it a minute or so and you'll really feel it start to heat up there, and you can turn it back off there. One other thing is your favorite buttons are down here. So these are going to cycle through your presets on your radio for you, so you don't have to take your hands off the steering wheel. And then you can't see these 2 buttons, but there's going to be hidden buttons over here. You're going to have an up and a down button. Those are going to be your volumes. Just like any other Chevrolet you've had before, if you touch the top button, it's going to turn your volume up, which you can see very slightly here in the corner. And then if I push the down button there, it's going to turn your volume down there as well for you. This is going to be your normal screen for your Bolt here. A little bit different than some other Chevrolets you've seen. So there's a home screen where it's going to show you your radio here. It shows you some charging aspects up here, how much you've used, how far you've went. It's going to have your time, and then once I show you how to pair your Bluetooth device, it'll show you there for you too. Your energy tab down here just has a little bit more information for you. Flow is kind of cool. It just lets you know what your battery percentage is, kind of what it's looking like in the vehicle for you. One other thing with charging that's kind of nice is you can kind of priority charge it, figure out when you want to leave, so you can have it charge immediately up to 40%, stuff like that there for you. And then information tab. This one's actually pretty cool. It will let you know kind of what's using your battery. So driving and accessories is 51% of it. And as you can tell, we have the air at 69 degrees here. We have climate using up 49% of it. We can kind of click through some of the pages here, let you know your technique, how well you're driving, climate settings, temperature for outside, because those all take a toll on the battery. Along with another page, just let you know your fuel efficiency, which we haven't driven this too much, so we're not getting much on a bar graph there for you. But those are some nice things you can find in your energy tab, along with charging options. You can have it do different things, see your cord limits for when you're charging the vehicle. All right, so now we're going to show you how to pair your phone. You're going to click the buttons up here. Are going to bring you down to this screen where we're going to click on the phone icon. Once we get there at the bottom left, we're going to have add device. I'm going to click on that. And then on your cell phone here at the very, very bottom, it's going to say My Chevrolet. We're going to click on that there. It's going to give me a code on my phone and a code on the touchscreen, which they're going to match. So I'm going to click pair, and then code matches on the touchscreen of the vehicle. It's going to allow for contacts and favorites to sync. We're going to click allow there, and that's going to put all of my information on the car. So now as you can see, I've got a numpad. So if I want to type in someone's numbers there, I'm going to have my contacts tab up here as well. It just takes a second for them to load there, and they're all going to pop up along with favorites. I can set favorites up there, and then call view as well. That just lets you know that my phone's connected, and that's where you can pair some other devices for you. Same thing on this one. We're going to click on the phone icon up here to pair this Android phone. Once we're here, it's going to say add device in the bottom left. We're going to click on that, and then on the phone over here, it's going to search and it's going to find My Chevrolet. So once it's found it here, we're going to click on it there. It's going to pair up on here, so it's going to give the code that matches up with the code on the touchscreen. So I'm going to click pair on the phone, and then we're going to click code matches up here. And then as you can see, it's active and we're paired to the vehicle. So now that we're paired, one nice thing you can do is you get a touchpad, so you can call anyone's number. Up here in the top right, you're going to have your contacts as well. That's going to have all of your contacts that'll load up in a little bit for you, just like it did, along with favorites, and then call view as well. That's just going to let you know that your phone's paired up there for you, your battery percentage, and then your signal on your phone. Now we're going to show you what Apple CarPlay looks like. Down here, you're going to have two USB ports. You can plug it in either one of the USB ports there. And then the other end, you're going to plug straight into your iPhone. So with this, I'm just going to plug it in like I'm going to charge it here. It's going to pop up saying that it's charged. And then up on the touchscreen here, it's going to show Apple CarPlay. The first time you connect it, you'll just have to click continue, just giving it access on your vehicle. And then as you can tell up here, it pulls up your Apple CarPlay. So this basically is just going to mimic anything that's on your phone. You're going to have your phone icon up here to make phone calls. You're going to have your music app here, along with your maps as well. That will pull up just like it would on your cell phone there. The way to get home on Apple CarPlay is these little 8 dots over here. If you push on them, it'll always bring you back to this screen. It'll show your messages. You can do podcast along with what's on your calendar, Audible, and Google Maps. One thing to know, if there's not an app that's on here that's on your phone, it's not compatible with Apple CarPlay. So everything that you'll see up here is compatible. So there'll be a couple other apps over here, like My Chevrolet for your Chevrolet devices, along with XM, Spotify's, and Waze for you. And then if you were done with Apple CarPlay and you wanted to go back to your normal touchscreen, if you were to unplug it, it'll go right back to where you were before. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to get your Android Auto to pop up. One thing to know with Android Auto is you actually do have to have Android Auto on your phone. So as you can see right here, he has the app on his phone. You don't even use the app itself, you just have to have it on your phone for it to register on the device here. So once you've got the app on your phone, the next step is going to be plugging in your cord over here down to the USB device. So you've got 2 plugins there. You can put it into one of the holes there. And then on the other end of your cord, you're going to normally plug it into your phone. So if we plug it in here for you, we're going to give it a couple seconds here and it's going to register. This is going to be for your first time setup. So we're going to click continue on the cell phone here. These are just some things you have to go through because it's going to work with your Google Assistant. So we're going to click continue here in the bottom right. And then once we've done that, up here on the touchscreen, it's also going to do a one-time OK or disable. And we're going to click continue here. And then as you can see, it pulls up maps directly for this one. Once you're on Android Auto, if you want to get back to your home screen, you have a little dot here in the bottom left. If we click on that, it's going to bring you back home. These are some apps that you can use with Android Auto. As you saw, we had maps up here. This is going to mirror what's ever on your cell phone. So to say up here, if you wanted to set a direction, you can use your maps on the touchscreen, or you could use your maps on your phone. So we already have Karl Emergency up here. If I were to click on that waypoint, it's going to load us a route here soon, and it's going to take us right there.
Head west toward Southeast Delaware Avenue.
and speak over your radio for you as well. We're going to click that home button here. Along with Spotify or phone and Google Calendar and iHeartRadio, those are all apps you can use with Android Auto. If you were finished with that and you ever wanted to go back with your home screen, all you'd have to do is just unplug it from your phone and it will go right back to your normal touchscreen where you had it before. Now we're going to move on to your audio. Audio is going to be your radio. We're on FM, as you can see right now, so we're on a 107.5. Over here, it's going to be listed a little bit different for you. These are going to be your favorites. If these are some XM stations we have saved here, if you wanted to set 107.5 over any of these stations, if you were to push and hold on it, it'll reset it on top of that just like that. One thing that's kind of nice here is you have an FM list. If you were to click on that, over time it'll actually update the list for you and it'll let you know what kind of radio stations you're getting in your area. This one's just trying to find them up here, but it will list them all, anything in your area. So if you're traveling, that's a really nice place to go to. Along with browse over here, you can go through different stations information, FM stations. One thing as well, you can update your station. So if you're traveling, it'll update for the FM stations around you. And then all the way in the top right, you've got settings. This is where you're going to change your tone settings for your bass and all that kind of stuff, depending on wherever you want that in your settings. And then if we just click now, playing up here, it's going to bring us back to the radio. To set some different radio stations for you, you have your buttons over here that you can kind of cycle through them slowly and it will go channel by channel. Otherwise, if you click tune in the middle, you can type exactly where you want to go. So if I want to go to 92.5, I'm going to click 9. It's going to generate all my options, 2, and then I've got 5 up here. And then I'm listening to it on the radio. If we click the little X up here, it's going to bring you back over here to your presets. Same thing with this one. If I wanted to set it over this 107.5 one I just set, you push and hold on it till it beeps at you. And then it overrides it just like that. One thing with this one that's nice too is up here you have your sources. These are going to be your FM, your AM, your XM for Sirius XM, and your Bluetooth for your phone. So if I would want to go to source and if I want to listen to the Bluetooth on my phone, I click on my pixel here, click back on source, and it's going to play anything that's on my phone just like that. Otherwise, if I go back to source and I wanted to listen to some XM, I click on that. I'm going to back out here and then there's your XM for you as well.
Can we keep going through settings?
As in like these settings?
Yep. Just say moving on to settings.
Yep. Moving on to settings here, we're going to click our gear icon up here. One thing you can know is time and date is at the very top of any Chevrolet vehicle. This one itself should auto set it itself, so you never have to mess with that. That will do time zone changes, daylight savings time, and everything like that. We're going to click the little back arrow up here, and then one more time to bring us out. One thing Chevrolet also does is rear seat reminder. So what that does is anytime you open up the back door to your vehicle, it's going to beep at you and remind you to check your back seat to make sure you don't forget any groceries or anything like that in the back seat. The main thing with settings too that I like to play around with is if you scroll up, you'll go to your vehicle tab. This is where you can change some comfort and convenience and collision detection systems. You can kind of go through and change with where you want your airflow, if you want your automatic air to pop on and different things like that for you. Same with remote start and door unlock for you. So those are all some settings you can play with, but for the most part, I like to leave everything where it is. One other thing you might mess with on your vehicle in settings is if we go back and you scroll down to the bottom where it brings you to Wi-Fi, if you were to click on that, you can click on it up top here. I actually don't know if I'll let you. Oh dang, you can't. Usually it lets you like change your Wi-Fi, but you might not be able to on this one. Never mind. I guess that'd be really the only thing I want to go over, but.
Okay.
I mean, there's not.
Is there any valet mode in this? No, it doesn't look like it.
No, you have Teen Driver, but that would be it.
Let's just say another thing we want to talk about is the devices.
Oh,
so
yep.
That's how we can add multiple devices.
Oh, I'll start at the top. All right, and I'll just go back here, just to go back real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so now for devices. So we have your phone paired up to the vehicle. If you want to add more devices, yours is actually in settings. Once we click on settings, we're going to scroll down once. It's going to bring us to devices. When I click on that, it's going to show the pixel that we've already connected, and then there's an add device at the bottom that you can click on and add more devices there for you. So for Teen Driver, that is one thing that Chevrolet offers as well. With Teen Driver, if you were to click on that in your settings, basically what this does is if you were to assign a certain key, every time that were to start the vehicle, you would get a report card on how the vehicle was driven. So you'd make sure that you have the one key that you don't use normally. So this key would be set up as a Teen Driver. If we click continue up here, what you have to do as well is you have to make a 4-digit PIN. That way that your kid or anything like that doesn't know what your password is. So for purposes here, we're just going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to click enter, and then it makes you retype in that same password again. And then I'm going to set it here at the bottom. And once I do that, it's going to bring us here where it's going to show view report card. And so this is going to go through maximum speed, how far they've went, you know, stability control, ABS, tailgating alerts, forward collision alerts, kind of just a report card on how the kid did. And like I said, that all goes off of this one key that you set it up under Teen Driver. So make sure when you set up Teen Driver, you have one key in the vehicle. If you have both of them set up, you'll be getting these warnings on both of them. So along with the report card, if I back out up here, you can change your PIN. You can go through and manage some settings for the vehicle. As this one here, it limits the speed from going over 85 miles an hour, so it will not go faster than that. Hopefully they're not going that fast, but limits it there for you. And if I back out here, one thing you can also do is you can audio volume limit, which is pretty nice. So they're not blowing your speakers. You can turn it all the way down so it won't go over that volume there for you. And then if I back out of there, and then I back out one more time, if you were to take off this key and you want to get it off as a Teen Driver and just clear Teen Driver as a whole, once you're in Teen Driver, it'll say clear all keys and PIN. If you were to click on that and then click confirm, it's going to reset it for you, and then this key is going to go back to normal and Teen Driver is ready for you to set up for the next person. One thing on your home screen as well that you've noticed, it'll show you your camera. So this is a Premier trim level Bolt. This one is going to have what we call our surround vision camera here. So not every Bolt's going to have this, but every single Bolt you have will always have a backup camera. This one is actually pretty nice. This one will give you a 360-degree view around your vehicle, along with a front-facing camera there for you. All of these buttons down here at the bottom are going to go through different views for you. This one here, if you were to click on it again, it will show our backup camera. If I click it one more time, it will go back to that front-facing camera, along with some of the other options down here. This one is an aerial view down on the very front of your vehicle. If I were to push it again, it will bring us down to the back end of our vehicle as well. And those lines will actually turn when I turn the steering wheel as well, giving you as much view as you can. And then these two over here are actually going to show you your back wheel wells. So if you're backing into a parking spot or your garage, it'll make sure you're not hitting anything. And if you were to push it again, it'll show you those front wheel wells. The only other two buttons over here is these ones are your guideline buttons. If you were to push that, it turns off your guidelines. So we want to keep that on so you make sure you don't hit anything. Along with this button here, if you were to click on it, it turns off that 360 camera. So we just want to make sure that all stays on for you. This will be on. You can have it on when the vehicle is parked, but it will not stay on while you're driving. If you go over the speed limit of 10 miles an hour, it will turn itself off automatically for safety issues. Otherwise, if you were to put the car into reverse, it'll turn on automatically for you. This camera app is just kind of a nice way to click on it to make sure you're in the right spot if you ever need it.
Okay, and then talk about low power mode.
I actually don't even know what it does other than turn off the screen. I don't know if that's all it does or what.
It just turns off the screen, maybe saves some battery.
Yep.
So, okay, go ahead.
One thing you've also probably noticed, you have a low power mode over here on the right. It actually just turned itself on. What that does is that actually disables your screen for the time being. That screen's going to take some battery out of your vehicle for you. So if you need a little bit more juice and you're to click on that, it's going to turn your screen off by itself. But if you click the home button over here, that'll wake it back up for you to use. But when low power mode is on, after not touching it for a couple seconds, it should go black, and that's just a way for it to save more energy for you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your climate controls down here. This one is going to have one climate control that's going to control the entire vehicle. So up here it's going to show our temperature for you as we dial it around. So that's going to turn up the heat there. It's going to turn it down a little bit there more for you as well. And then over here you're going to have a little fan and a big fan. The top fan is actually going to turn our air up more, which it displays it there on the screen. Then you can push the button down just like you normally would, and it will turn the fan speeds down there. You've also got your max front and rear defrost, along with where you want your air to come out of. So currently right now it's doing auto, so it's coming through the vehicle, but if you wanted to come through your head specifically and your feet, you'd push the buttons just like that, along with your front defrost there for you. Otherwise you can push them again and they'll turn themselves off. Over here as well, these are going to be some volume controls. So if I turn it to the right, it's going to turn our radio on, and then if I turn it all the way to the left, it'll turn it down there for you, along with some buttons over there that you can slowly seek some radio stations with if you wanted to quickly search that way. And then you also have your home button here. This one is always going to bring you back to this screen. So if you ever get lost in the settings or anything like that, if you were to push this button, it'll always bring you back here for you. Along with down here at the bottom, you've got your traction control, which you want to leave on all the time. You also have a sport mode. If you want to turn that on, it'll display it up here in the little screen up here in the bottom right for you, letting you know you have that on. And if you push it again, it'll turn itself off down there. And then you also have your hazard lights. If you ever need them, you simply push on them. It'll actually flash here as well for you, letting you know you have them on, and then you can turn them right back off again. One thing also here is your air conditioning and your heating buttons are up here. So if you didn't want your AC to be on, you could simply turn it off right there. And then if you wanted to turn on your heat or your AC again, you just push that button there and that LED will light up top. Along with recycling your air, and then you can also turn off your climate control fully right there and then turn it on right there. One thing to also notice is over here on the corners, that is going to be a heated seat for me. So if I push it once, it'll turn your heated seats on high. One more time for medium, one time for low, and then it will turn them fully off there for you. And then over here as well for the front passenger seat, they have the same heated seat options there for you as well. So down here you're going to have a wireless charger built in. This is going to be a little bit different because you actually slide the phone in this insert. So the back of your phone has to be facing the passenger seat, and once it's slid all the way in, up here on the touch screen, it's going to give us a notification to let us know that the phone is actually charging, and it lights up green there for you, letting you know that your phone is wirelessly charging. And then if I were to take it off of there, that phone will simply just go away there. One thing you also have is your center console. You're going to have a little divider here in the middle, and if you were to take that out, there's just some extra storage underneath there for you. And that simply just goes back in on top. And then we shut it right back on top. So this is going to be your rear view mirror. One thing that's nice is this is a normal rear view mirror for you. One thing that's nice on this trim level is underneath here there's a little tab. If you push on it, it is actually a always on camera there for you. This is really, really nice. It gives you a wider view on the edges. The one thing that's nice about this camera as well is you can turn that any direction you want, and it's not going to mess up the camera. Down here at the bottom you've got three little buttons. If I were to push on this left button here, you get a display up here that lets you know brightness, where you can turn the screen up or down depending on how bright or dim you want it. The little check mark button over here, if I press on that, you can actually zoom in or zoom out with that screen as well, depending on which way you want it. If I were to push that same button again, you can actually tilt the camera up or down in the very back. All where you like it. Otherwise, if you don't touch it anywhere, these little buttons and menus will go away. If for some reason, again, you didn't like this camera feature for you, you can push it back and you get a normal rear view mirror there for you. Along with your mirror up top here, you're going to let you know that your passenger airbag is on and they do not have their seatbelt on. Along with your OnStar buttons over here, this SOS is going to be if you need emergency assistances instantly. You could press on that and an advisor will get to you over the phone. Along with your blue OnStar button over here, if you wanted to do anything OnStar wise and you push on that, they will connect you there. And then just above up here you have your dome lights. These are actually really nice. You can push on them separately to turn them on. Push them again to turn them off again, and then up here at the top, if you were to turn it all the way to the right, it turns on all your dome lights at once, and then if you make it flat again, it'll make it go like normal. One thing you can also do is turn it all the way to the left. Your lights will never come on inside your vehicle, even if you open up a door. So if you keep it flat in the middle, it'll work just like it normally would. If you open up the doors, the lights will turn on. If you shut the door, the lights will turn off. One additional thing with OnStar, we're going to offer you a month trial, and that will give you everything OnStar has to offer. When we get in the vehicle and we start walking you through, OnStar is going to offer you 2 more months for free with a card on file. Couple things OnStar offers is they're going to have the safety and security. So if you were to get in an accident, they're going to come over your speakers for you and make sure that you're okay. And if you do not respond, they'll send emergency services. One thing you can also do with OnStar is with your My Chevrolet app, you can start your vehicle through your phone. The nice thing about that is you can be anywhere in the world and you can start your vehicle. You can stop it. You can find where its location is, along with seeing what its tire pressure is, and a couple other features like that for you. And that's stuff that we'll walk you through when you get your vehicle for you.